Imagine holding a tiny piece of American history in the palm of your hand, a coin that has traveled through decades, passed through thousands of hands, survived economic swings, political changes, and everyday life. Yet today, it still carries the quiet legacy of an era marked by change, ambition, and national pride. In this episode of Coins Numismatic Series, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing small-denomination coins of the early 1970s, one that collectors often overlook, but shouldn't. Get ready, because by the end of this video, you might find yourself searching your own pocket change, rolls, or old coin jars, all for the 1972 Lincoln penny with the S mint mark in fine condition. Now let's journey into the full story of this fascinating coin. The 1972 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin with the mint mark S and in fine condition may appear at first glance like just another copper penny from the 1970s. But as many collectors know, every detail on a coin tells a story. This particular coin represents not only a specific year in United States mint production, but also a continuation of the beloved Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. Understanding the 1972 S penny requires exploring its place in numismatic history, its design roots, mintage numbers, market value, and the special interests surrounding certain varieties and errors that make some examples far more valuable than their tiny denomination suggests. The year 1972 itself was significant. America was still navigating the Vietnam War era, the space program was in full swing, and coin collecting was growing rapidly in popularity. Many households had begun setting aside pennies, nickels, and dimes in jars or small boxes, hoping that future generations might benefit from the coin's potential value. The United States Mint continued producing Lincoln cents in massive quantities, yet the San Francisco Mint, identified by the S mint mark, was at this time deeply associated with proof coinage and higher quality strikes. However, it also produced circulation strikes, including the 1972 S penny that coin collectors continue to seek out today. The design of the 1972 S Lincoln penny carries the enduring and iconic image created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. The obverse features the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His profile faces right, with a sense of quiet strength and dignity. Brenner's initials, VDB, which were originally removed from the 1909 reverse due to public criticism, would not appear on the 1972 cents obverse until 1918 onward. By 1972, collectors had long accepted them as an appropriate recognition of the artist's contributions, and you can find VDB very subtly at the base of Lincoln's shoulder on the coin. The inscriptions on the obverse follow the standard layout. In God we trust arches above Lincoln's head. Liberty sits to the left, and the date, 1972, appears to the right. Just beneath the year, you can find the distinguishing mark that defines this specific coin, the small, finely struck S mint mark, indicating that it was produced at the San Francisco Mint. Turning the coin over, the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial image, designed by Frank Gasparo, replaced the earlier wheat ears design that had been used since 1909. On the 1972 S penny, the memorial is simple yet filled with symbolic detail. Look closely, and in well-preserved examples you can even see a tiny representation of the Lincoln statue inside the monument's central chamber. Surrounding the memorial are the classic inscriptions. United States of America curves along the top. E pluribus unum appears just above the memorial, and 1 cent sits prominently at the bottom of the coin. In fine condition. A 1972 S Lincoln cent will show moderate wear, but retain all the major details of the obverse and reverse designs. Lincoln's hair and beard will display noticeable flattening, and the lines of his coat and shoulder will show softening. Yet the portrait remains clear and easily recognizable. The lettering is distinct, even with minor circulation wear. The reverse still shows the shape and pillars of the Lincoln Memorial, though much of the finer detailing may be worn down. A coin in fine condition balances between being well-worn and well-preserved, still attractive to many collectors who appreciate coins with the character of circulation. When examining mintage, the 1972 S penny takes on additional interest. In 1972, the San Francisco Mint struck approximately 376 million circulation strike pennies. This number is significantly lower compared to the billions of pennies produced by the Philadelphia and Denver mints during surrounding years. Though 376 million is still a high number by any standard, coins from the San Francisco Mint of this era naturally attract collector interest due to their relatively limited production and the mint's reputation for quality control and distinct mint marks. Even more intriguing is the fact that the San Francisco Mint was simultaneously producing proof sets during this time. Many collectors confuse the 1972 circulation strike with its proof counterpart, but they differ. Proof coins from San Francisco feature highly polished surfaces, sharper details, and mirror-like fields. The circulation strike, including the fine condition example discussed in this script, was never intended to have that glossy, reflective appearance. Instead, it offers the more typical satin-like finish of business strike coins. Understanding this distinction is crucial for collectors both new and experienced. When we consider the market value of the 1972 penny in fine condition, it's important to remember that condition and rarity drive collector demand. In fine condition, the coin typically holds a modest value above its face value, usually between a few cents and $1, depending on the coin market and specific buyer interests. While this might not seem impressive at first, it's important to note that this value increases significantly with higher grades. Extremely fine, about uncirculated, and especially mint state examples can command much higher values, particularly when certified by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC. But even in fine condition, the historical relevance and distinct mint origin make the 1972 penny appealing for set builders, particularly those piecing together a full run of Lincoln cents across all years and mints. Collecting by mint marks is a favorite approach for many hobbyists, and the coins are essential to completing these series. Errors and varieties give the 1972 penny even more depth. While most collectors are familiar with the famous 1972 double-die obverse variety from the Philadelphia Mint, not all know that the San Francisco Mint also produced some interesting, though less dramatic, varieties. These include minor repunched mint marks, RPMs, small die cracks, and die deterioration doubling. Although these varieties are generally less valuable than the major 1972 double die from Philadelphia, some RPMs can carry notable premiums, especially in higher grades. Collectors of mint mark varieties pay attention to subtle details, such as the appearance of a shadow or extra outline around the mint mark caused by slight misalignment during punching. Another fascinating aspect about the 1972 penny comes from the broader conversation around copper composition. Coins minted in 1972 were still made of the classic bronze alloy, 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. This composition gives older pennies their distinct reddish-brown tone and satisfying weight. Copper prices have fluctuated over the decades, and although it is illegal to melt pennies for their copper content, the intrinsic material value gives older copper coins a sense of substance compared to modern zinc cents. Collectors value this real metal quality, especially because Lincoln cents after 1982 shifted to a primarily zinc composition with copper plating. The 1972 penny symbolizes the end of an era leading into the later years of heavy coin production and changing economic landscapes. Although the Lincoln cent design would eventually undergo a major redesign in 2009, the 1972 coins remain firmly within the classic memorial back era. They mark a time when the San Francisco Mint still produced circulation coins with brilliant consistency, even as proof coinage became its dominant output. Collector interest in the 1972 penny spans both novice and experienced hobbyists. Beginners appreciate the affordability and accessibility of this coin. They can add it to their collections with minimal cost. Meanwhile, advanced collectors value high-grade examples, full red coins, and error varieties. The mint coins often carry a premium simply because many people collect complete sets of Lincoln Memorial cents, prompting ongoing demand for all mint mark dates. Since some collectors save these coins from the start and others overlook them for years, they can turn up unexpectedly in change or inherited collections, creating the thrilling possibility of discovery. Even a fine-condition 1972 cent has a place in the broader story. It helps fill historical gaps, provides a sense of a coin's journey through circulation, and gives collectors a tangible piece of early 1970s American culture. Consider where such a coin might have traveled: through supermarkets, gas stations, payphones, vending machines, movie theaters, or school cafeterias. The wear patterns on a fine-grade 1972 penny are a testament to its decades of use and survival. Every small scratch or smoothing of detail reflects real-life human interaction. For collectors, part of the excitement comes from imagining this journey and recognizing the value that persists even after years of circulation. This isn't just a coin, it's a historical artifact, and that's what makes numismatics such an engaging and rewarding hobby. Even common coins become stories of mints, engravers, economics, politics, and everyday life. The 1972 Lincoln penny 1-cent coin with mint mark S and in fine condition may not be the rarest or the most expensive penny out there, but it carries a rich legacy that continues to attract collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Whether you're building a date and mint set, searching for error coins, or simply appreciating the beauty of classic American numismatic design, the 1972 penny holds its own special place. It reminds us that even the smallest denomination coin can have deep historical importance and lasting collector appeal. And who knows? The next time you sift through a jar of old pennies, you might just discover one of these San Francisco treasures for yourself.